Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know that I've been gone for so long now, and I personally think that I do owe you guys an explanation on what I've been doing and what have been going on in my life. And yeah, in this video I'm going to explain to you guys and kind of go over what is going on in my life right now. And I think that you will understand my position, my situation. So yeah, let's get started, I guess. And as you can already tell from the title, I am going to leave Korea, and that is the reason why I have been going off the internet. I've been AFK off the internet because I felt an immense amount of stress from the day I was announced that I'm not going to be able to stay here anymore. The reason behind it is kind of, I would say, a little bit stupid, and to be honest, I can't really blame it on anyone else because everything about this is my fault, and all of this kind of make me realize that it is crucial, it is totally important to understand the law of the country that I'm going to live in. And since I failed to do so, I am paying the price of it. I really find this hard to talk about because every time I talk about this, I just feel really sad. I feel really depressed inside because I know that everything happened because of me and there's nothing I can do to change the situation. But I will try my best to go over the whole situation and kind of tell you guys like how to avoid making the same mistake that I did. So the whole thing started when I was preparing to extend my visa back in September, and that was when I kind of felt like there was going to be something wrong with my documents, but I really did not know anything about it at all. Not that I didn't know anything at all, it was just like I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get my visa extended. Before going to the immigration office, I prepared my best for the whole extension, and I checked and I checked and I checked everything that I could. But the thing is that I was alone in all of this, and I wish that I knew what I know right now, and because of my unawareness, I kind of failed myself. I kind of shoot myself in the foot. So I prepared all of my documents, and when the day came, I just kind of went to the immigration office and submitted everything. Everything went well until they looked into my bank account statement within the last 6 months, which was from March 14th to September 14th. And the only problem is that on March 15th, I received this huge sum of money, which was my payment for that month. I was working as a part-timer in the company. As I told you guys before in another video, I was working in an advertisement agency, and that was the payment for the month that I got from the company. Well, the immigration office worker asked me about that sum of money because it was a little bit too big. It was over 1 million won. So I told them that, well, that was the payment for my part-time job. So they just kind of check it out for a little bit, and then they informed me that my permit for part-time working was only for 3 months. And I have been working for that company for over 10 months, which means the remaining 7 months I was working illegally. I told them that I did not know that I have to extend my permit because I thought that if I ask for that permit one time, I can work in that company for as long as I like, because I thought that I only have to ask for another permit if I want to work in another company. It was my first mistake. I misunderstood the whole system, which led me to become an illegal worker. And after that, they kind of asked me to write down the details of my employment, like for how long I've worked for the company and how much I made from the company and all of that. So I wrote down everything that I could think of, signed the paper, and then gave the paper back to the office worker. And then they told me that my visa result will be announced in about 2 weeks. And so I went home feeling extremely anxious, and I had been anxious for like 2 weeks. When they finally decided to contact me, a man called me on the morning and asked me to come to the immigration office, the sixth floor. At that time, I did not know the meaning of the sixth floor of the immigration office at all, and you bet I do now. So the sixth floor of the immigration office is the investigation bureau, and the man that contacted me was an investigator. And so I went there to the immigration office and got to the sixth floor. And so the man went over my case once again, and he kind of went over all the details that I gave to the office worker there. And then he just kind of asked me like, what are you doing now? What kind of work you're going to do? I felt that, you know, he was trying to make me feel less anxious, because obviously being in that position was not a comfortable experience at all. So I just kind of answered all of his questions, and I didn't think much about like the consequence then. But then he announced me that I would not be able to extend my visa, and there was no other way to change my visa to any kind of other visa, which means I have to go back home, and then I have to apply for another kind of visa to come back here. And then he also told me that the amount of money that I have to pay for the whole illegal working was a little bit too high. It was around 4 million won, and yeah, that's the whole story. So I paid for what I did. Then I had my visa cancelled, and then I had to sign up for this waiting visa to go home, because right now there is no plane to go home, so I have to wait here. I am gonna be stuck here for a little while more, because obviously there's no way to go home right now. And as much as I want to stay here, right now the situation is not good at all, because I can't really find a part-time job with a waiting visa, because they don't really take like a short period worker, and they want someone who can work for over 3 months. And first of all, I'm going to be here until the end of December, but after that I guess I'll have to go home. And well, that's the whole thing. For every single part-time job that I applied for, I don't really get it. So I do work as a freelancer for a few acquaintances here in Korea, but it's not really holding me up at all. So I just feel really stressful. That's why I've not been making anything at all recently, like not even my blog, not even my channel, not even anything at all. I was just spending my days away, just sleeping and kind of gnawing on my own mistakes, I guess. I feel heavy on my shoulder, like I don't really know what I'm going to do and what I can't do right now. But I do believe that this time going back home will kind of help me, kind of steering me back to where I should go and what I should do. And right now I'm just kind of like trying to find myself. Actually, I'm gonna go back home and spend a few months studying more and working more, kind of, you know, give myself some time to kind of calm down and, you know, look back at what I'm doing, what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to come back to Korea, because as you guys know, Korea is my dream. Like, this is the place I want to be, this is the place that I want to live. So as much as Korea doesn't like me after all of this incident, I think that I'm gonna come back, and this time I'm going to educate myself more on the law, on what to do in all kind of situation. I want to make sure that I know everything that I need to know. I hope that this video kind of explained where I've been and what kind of situation I was in. I know that I need to get back to making videos and making blog posts and, you know, doing what I've been doing before this whole thing went down. And I think that I gave myself enough time to rest, to kind of de-stress. So right now I am going to find myself time to make videos again, to be a creator again. And yeah, I guess that's it for today's video. I really don't know what else to say. And yeah, thank you very much for watching this video to the end. Well, I'm pretty sure that not all of you watched this until the end, but thank you for watching this video so much. And I guess I'll see you in the next video then. Bye.